All right, hello, good morning, good evening, and good night. I hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic because today we're talking about ULTY. This is a video all about ULTY, the Yieldmax Ultra Option Income Strategy ETF. And the reason we're making this video is I really wanted to see what does ULTY consist of. How does ULTY work? Because I know a lot of people on this channel and new subscribers, they subscribe to my channel because they follow the Yieldmax funds, and I want to try and shed some light on what exactly ULTY is. So in the next 10 minutes or so, we're going to go through the prospectus. I have a couple things highlighted in here that I want to bring up about the ETF ULTY. I also want to go through their holdings a little bit. I kind of try to find their holdings going through their Excel sheets and everything like that, some boring stuff, but I did the boring work for you guys. So I'm going to explain all that, try to make some sense, and try to give you a bit more knowledge. Each day, if I can give you guys a little bit more knowledge about the Yieldmax funds, anything to do with that, anything high yield investing, or even low yield investing too, we do it all on this channel. So without further ado, I do want to say we're up to 4,349 subscribers. Look at how many subscribers we've gained in the past couple of days. We're going back to our Yieldmax videos shortly, but we do make a bunch of other amazing videos as well. But today's video is on ULTY, so that is a topic, only ULTY today. So we're talking about ULTY. There's 71, almost 72% dividend paying or distribution paying ETF from Yieldmax, and they invest in what It's interesting because I'm looking at their page here and it mentions that they are a covered call ETF. Where can I say that here? It says ULTY is actively managed to seek monthly income from a portfolio of covered call strategies. So from a portfolio of covered call strategies, each on underlying securities. ULTY also provides direct or indirect exposure to the share price returns of underlying securities, subject to. Okay, we already know all of this. Basically, the big one here being a covered call strategy. I personally thought that ULTY was a covered call strategy, but I'm not sure. I'm debating whether it's a covered call strategy or a synthetic covered call strategy. And the difference is synthetic, they don't own the underlying. Covered call strategy, they do own the underlying. But what it says here is they're looking to own between 15 and 30 underlying stocks, all dependent upon their implied volatility levels. And what they will do is ULT's portfolio will be determined by their fund managers, and they will increase or decrease positions based on how they want the fund to perform, which is going to obviously be for income. Now, just to go over a few things here, one thing to note is that the fund's operating expenses, they are not 0.99%. They are a little bit higher at 1.14%. So 1.14% is the total expenses for the Yieldmax fund. And now I'm going to get out of this. There, you can see the primary investment objective, like every single Yieldmax fund, is to seek current income. That's what they do. Going down here, we can see the fund uses both traditional and synthetic covered call strategies. So it looks like they may use covered call and traditional covered call and synthetic covered call strategies designed to produce higher income levels when underlying securities experience more volatility. And as mentioned kind of in their fund overview here, the implied volatility of their underlying stocks is the key marker. These stocks that Yieldmax holds as their underlying stocks for covered call and synthetic covered call strategies are what is producing this 72% distribution. Now, what I do want to do is show you here at their holdings. So if we go to their holdings here, this doesn't really explain a lot. It mentions some of their holdings. It looks like they hold the US Treasury bill, maybe as collateral, something like that. They have obviously a lot of shares, makes up a decent portion, but this doesn't tell the whole story. So what I did was I actually downloaded all the holdings, and that's what I have here on this Excel sheet here. So you can see some major holdings I have highlighted, these are the two Treasury. So these are kind of like collateral. It looks like they have about 4.1 million in collateral. One big holding here was FGXX, which I searched up on Yahoo Finance, and this is basically like a First American fund. I'm not really sure what this is. Maybe this is very similar to the Treasury bills because it looks like the share price does not move, and it looks like this is some kind of debt obligation or security. It says government obligations right here. So this is maybe like a Treasury note or something like that. I'm not sure, and I don't want to tell you guys something. And I'm just being straight up here. I do not know what this is, but you guys can search it up for yourselves. The ticker symbol is FGXXX. So you guys can obviously do that. But one thing as well here, I was kind of debunking as well, what they do. It says that they use covered call strategies to provide income, of course, but whether they're simply covered call strategies or synthetic covered call strategies for ULTY, I'm not 100% sure. But going back here, we're kind of skipping steps here. Going back here, these are all the funds that I'm pretty sure ULTY holds. So they hold BHVN, they hold CLSK, Coin, CVNA, AEH, they hold ENPH. And what I did was I kind of collected each of these ones and I put a couple of them on Yahoo Finance. As I mentioned, ULTY is going to hold about 15 to 30 different underlying securities. And by the way, if you guys are with me till now, I appreciate that because I really put a lot of effort into this video and I'm trying to help you guys really understand ULTY. So you could see here, one of the main things from ULTY is the implied volatility levels. I assume that what Yieldmax wants from its underlying securities for ULTY, what they want is they want stocks that are going to appreciate now. They want stocks that in the next 6 months or so are seeing big run-ups and big volatility movements. And that's what we see. We see they have an underlying position in Biohaven, both on the upside and the downside. And I know that on the long side and the short side, I know that because they have negative and they have a positive number here, which means they're selling short and they're going long on each of these positions they have. And obviously they are varied in terms of their weighting, but these are what is providing this 72% dividend yield. And when we're looking at all these companies, they also have CleanSpark is another one they have. You could see that in the past 6 months or so, these stocks have had crazy run-ups going from $4 in 6 months, $4 to $23, for example. You also have Carvana, who has something similar to Square potentially in terms of a run-up. Actually, very similar to Square because they both share about a similar share price. But looking for a potential uptrend there, you have the ticker symbol A as well with potential for really big run-ups like they had in 2021. And it looks like they do have a decent amount of volatility kind of climbing up and down more than 100% in a month. So really the whole deal with ULTY is they're looking for implied volatility in the underlying stocks and they're writing both synthetic and covered call strategies for this. And in my opinion, the holdings, the underlying holdings, these are all short-term holdings. These are not holdings that Yieldmax is going for the long term. They're just looking for short-term gains that are going to produce this 72% dividend yield. So I hope with this video, it kind of made a bit of sense of what ULTY is doing. This is basically a fund that Yieldmax tracks very closely. They're looking to trade in and out of a bunch of individual stocks and securities, and they're looking for big run-ups and big drawdowns and volatility to take advantage of long positions and then short positions as well on the downside. So this was ULTY. If you guys enjoyed this video, please do give this a like. I really tried my absolute hardest to give you as much value as I can for this video. If you guys did enjoy, you guys know what to do. Subscribe to the channel. We're up to 4,349 subscribers. So we'll be at that 5,000 subscriber marker very soon, I'm sure, but it will take some time. Till then, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys do take care, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.